As indicated by the most recent long-haul conjecture, AMP cost will hit $0.01 toward the finish of 2024 and afterward $0.03 by the center of 2026. AMP will ascend to $0.05 inside the extended period of 2030 and $0.07 in 2035. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.96. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.73, so the cost expanded by 100% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.158 and the year-to-year change plus 334%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 117%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.094 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.0223. In the last part, the cost would add $0.976 and close the year at $0.099, which is plus 310% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $0.99 to $0.575, which is up 92%. AMP will begin 2026 at $299, then take off to $319 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $375. That implies plus 277% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.575 to $0.97, which is plus 40%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0.575, then, at that point, take off to $0.627 inside the main portion of the year and finish 2031 at $667. It is about plus 815% from today. So 4152s into 4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.77, so the cost expanded by 92% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.0194 and the year-to-year change plus 433%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 177%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.0142 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.0313. In the final part, the cost would add $0.14 and close the year at $0.327, which is plus 367% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a huge increment. AMP cost would move from $0.327 to $0.730, which is up 123%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.327, then dip to $319 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $352. That implies plus 403% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $773 to $1,390, which is plus 90%. AMP will begin 2031 at $M then, at that point, take off to $2 inside the primary portion of the year and finish 2031 at $915. It is about plus 207% from today. So 4012s into 4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.03, so the cost expanded by 184% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.041 and the year-to-year change plus 102%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 288%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.294 per 1 AMP. In the main portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.648. In the final part, the cost would add $0 and close the year at $0.678, which is plus 556% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a huge increment. AMP cost would move from $0.678 to $0.515, which is up 123%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.678, then, at that point, dip to $0.661 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $0.730. That implies plus 607% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.2515 to $0.2885, which is plus 90%. AMP will begin 2031 at $1.15. Then, at that point, take off to $1.701 inside the main portion of the year and finish 2031 at $1.897. It is about plus 736% from today. The 31524. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $1.07, so the cost expanded by 193% from the start of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.05 and the year-to-year change plus 738%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 186%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.016 per 1 AMP. In the main portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.04. In the last part, the cost would add $0.927 and close the year at $0.437, which is plus 310% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $0.437 to $0.0778, which is up 78%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.437, then dip to $0.376 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $0.45. That implies plus 280% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0.778 to $0.28, which is plus 30%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0.0778, then take off to $0.828 inside the principal half of the year, and finish 2031 at $0.37. It is about plus 685% from today. 3-1-2-4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.6. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.5, so the cost expanded by 36% from the very start of the year. The estimated AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $1.143 and the year-to-year change plus 293%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 188%. In 2024, we hope to see $1.01 per 1 AMP. In the main portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.0192. In the final part, the cost would add $0.913 and close the year at $0.05, which is plus 313% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $2.25 to $0.366, which is up 79%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.05, then dip to $0.0177 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at